going on?
Hello, Linton.
How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man.
How is the fight sphere?
Sorry?
How is the fight sphere in Bellator?
Oh, yeah, we're quarantined, man. So it's, we're in our rooms at the moment. So
Yeah.
basically quarantined up till tomorrow to get our results back.
Yeah.
But my teammates and my corner men are next door. We're not even allowed to be in the same room as each other.
So do you have to just stay in the room?
Stay in the room.
And
Did a
how
bit
is...
earlier. Just I haven't got to cut no weight, so it's a bit of shadow boxing and stuff, just visualizing, the fight in my head, watching movies, watching X-Men right now, the Dark Phoenix, the newest one, just had a little nap and thing, man. That's it, eating. It's boring. I realize it's boring right now, so tomorrow, once we get our results and once, obviously, we've got it all clear, we can leave our rooms and go and train.
Yeah.
So that'll be a little bit better and go out and eat and stuff other than being stuck in your room.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, let's get started. I know you're pressed for time.
Yeah, no worries.
We've got your return. You've had a little bit of a layoff this previous year. Your last fight was November 2019.
Yeah.
Was there a specific reason behind the layoff, or was it a case of the coronavirus? Tell me a little bit about that.
It literally just the corona. Let me turn this down a second. It was just the corona, man. Again, I wasn't injured or nothing. You get you through little niggles after a fight, little bruises and stuff, but I was good to go. Bellator just didn't book me up. I think it was probably because of the corona. I know, obviously, the corona happened in March, sort of, and then stuff wasn't going on. So I think it was just, that happened. They put people on that was scheduled to fight before this pandemic happened. And I think it just ended up me fighting, at this time.
Yeah.
But for me in Bellator, some reason, as I've got older, I haven't really been fighting as much as I has when I first started. Again, I don't know if that's the promotion, just can't get me matchups or anything, but I felt like it probably went about 8 months between my last two fights, when I fought Modosky in March, and then it was November when I fought Sergey Karatonov.
Yeah. And maybe moving towards the Karatonov fight. So that was your last fight. You scored second round TKO. This was obviously a heavyweight. You've had 2 fights at heavyweight now. What was the reasoning behind the decision to move to heavyweight?
I'd lost a couple of fights at light heavy, and the weight cut was just too much. I walk around about 105, 106 kilos normally, and just cutting that weight was just a bit too much, man. So I noticed it. My training camps, I just felt like I was just cutting weight. And again, I had a few losses at back-to-back at light heavyweight. So I felt like after the Phil Davis fight, I just thought, it's time to go back to, well, not go back, but go to heavyweight. Yeah. I hadn't heavyweight for Bellator yet.
Yeah. And so talking about one of your losses, you have challenged twice for the Bellator light heavyweight title, one of which was against Ryan Bader, who is now the heavyweight champ. Right. How far away do you see a rematch with Ryan Bader? Is that something that you even want at this point?
Oh, yeah, of course it is. I want a rematch because no one likes to lose. And 2, I want that title. I want that heavyweight title.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like at least another 2 fights. I beat Ronny Marks on Thursday night. I'd like to have one more fight and then, go for the title then. But again, Ronny Marks is first. So I've got to fight him, got to beat him, got to put on a good performance and stop him. I feel like I've got to make a statement.
Yeah. And then if we have a little look at the Ronny Marks fight that's up on Thursday, what do you see in Ronny, maybe as potential areas of danger, and also maybe areas that you're looking to exploit? I know you're not going to go into specific strategy or game plan, but tell me a little bit about what you see in your opponent.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen from Ronny, he likes to come out fast. He likes to grapple, as he's a black belt jiu-jitsu guy, and he throws heavy bombs, legs and hands. But I feel like I'm gonna be be too good, too strong, too powerful, too quick. And I feel like he hasn't fought no one like me, man. I'm not your traditional MMA striker or grappler. I do things that don't usually work for other people. And yeah, I just feel like I'm just going to be the total better athlete all round, you know, and I'm going to exploit his weaknesses. I'm going to say what they are, but I just feel like I'm the better athlete all round. I really do.
Yeah, and obviously we have got that in being a black belt. I think he's a black belt under Andre Predoneris, so an established jiu-jitsu practitioner. In your previous fight with Karatonov, we saw, I think, a massive discrepancy in the grappling. You seemed to, once you got the fight to the ground, there seemed to be a real advantage for you there. Is that something that you want to use in the Marks fight, or are you, let's say, wary about his jiu-jitsu skills?
I'm really not. Again, that's no disrespect to him. I don't know if you've seen my actual career. I grapple myself.
Yeah.
Day one, my first fight up to my last fight, I've always took my opponents down. I've been submitted one time in my whole career, and that was like in the 5th round of a title fight. So again, I haven't really got to say much. I feel like that shows how good my ground is.
Yeah.
I train black belts all the time. Again, if it does go to the ground, I'm going to be happy because I know how good my ground is, you know. But again, the fight starts standing. So I'm going to punish him with my hands, with my knees, my kicks. And if he takes me down, or I take him down, or I knock him down, whatever, the ground, then, you know, we'll see. But I ain't worried where the fight goes at all.
Yeah. And to answer to your question, I have watched a large part of your career.
Okay.
So, and then maybe talking about your career, you'll be 38 in June next year. What, at this point in your career, what are the essential goals and objectives, and how long do you want to continue fighting for?
I get asked this question all the time. I haven't got a time limit. At first, it was 40 when I was like 30 years old, but I feel good. It's not that I've hit a certain age and now I feel like I've got slower. I feel like me moving up to heavyweight has increased my career a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like, no injuries, haven't got to cut that weight. So my body's feel that fatigue. I've been able to just train at a good, solid 108 kilos and just pretty much stay around that weight. So I can't put a time limit. You know, I feel like I'll know when it's time. You know, I feel like I know when it's time. But again, it's that world title that's still driving me to be a world champion.
Yeah. And can I just ask, just going off the topic a little bit, is it rejuvenating moving to heavyweight? I would argue that Bellator's light heavyweight division is getting quite stacked, but you have fought a large part of that. McGeary, Ryan Bader, Phil Davis, as we've mentioned. Is it rejuvenating to have new opponents potentially?
It really is, because there's a lot of heavyweight guys as well, and it's nice to fight some new talent, because I felt it did get to a point where I didn't have no matchups for me at light heavyweight. They were like, you fought this guy, you fought this guy, you fought this guy, you know. So it even got to the point where maybe a rematch with, you know, another guy at that weight. So yeah, it's great to be fighting at heavyweight, and you know, I feel like I get to move around. I feel like they're a lot slower than me.
Is that what you think might be one of your advantages, is the speed?
I feel like that from being at light heavyweight for so long, I had to be fast, you know, because a lot of them were a lot smaller than me. I felt like I brought that up, you know, into the heavyweight scene.
Yeah. And Bellator, whilst we have had some cuts in the company, Bellator does have a kind of quite seasoned legend roster. I would argue there is a lot of legends, notably in the heavyweight division. Is there anybody that maybe you feel you're at a higher skill level at, but you would like to fight because it's that person at all?
Again, Fedor, not that saying I'm better than him or anything, but he's the legend. I don't think he's got many fights left. I think maybe 2 or 3. I read a little article him saying he didn't have many fights left. I don't know how real the article was, and my name was mentioned in there. So, you know, again, I don't know how real the article was, but is a legend. So before he actually leaves the company and retires, that'd be an amazing fight. I'd love to have.
Yeah, I'm sure it would. At the O2, maybe.
There we go. So you've signed it. You signed.
So that leads me into my next question. The O2, England. Our conversations have been about both being Englishmen, and I think it's fair to say you are one of the pioneers of English MMA, amongst others, amongst Bisping, Brad Pickett, them types of names.
Respect.
Looking at the MMA scene in England and Great Britain more generally, who excites you as a prospect and who impresses you as future contenders?
As future, my boys, there's two of them, Tom Mearns and Richard Mearns, the Mearns brothers. One of them's fighting, actually Tom, he's fighting on Saturday. I pretty much trained with them, pretty much their career, near enough all of mine. Real good friends, and yeah, they're coming up the rankings, and I see them to, just winning and keep smashing it up. So they're my two boys, man,
The Mearns brothers. I'll have to check them out.
Richard and Tom Mearns. And I said Tom's fighting on Cage Warriors this Saturday.
Oh yeah, in the triple header.
I'm not sure if it is. It could be.
Yeah.
It could be. I think it might be fighting the catch weight.
No, I think the Cage Warriors event is it Thursday, Friday? There's 3 events back to back.
Oh, but I know he's fighting Saturday. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they do. I think they've done it last year and they've brought it back in. There's 3 events, 3 nights. I think there's 4 world titles up for grabs as well. So be good for the English scene.
Okay.
Yeah. Brilliant. And my last question. My second to last question.
Yeah.
I know you now train at Hard Knocks 365 or Sanford MMA. I'm not sure what the name. I think it's Sanford now.
Yeah.
The head striking coach there being Henry Hooft. Tell me a little bit about the benefits that Hooft has brought to your game, because I believe he is top 3 striking coaches in the world.
He is. He's definitely one of the best in the world. Yeah. So coming here, man, like not just his coaching, but the people that he's got around him as well, and it's a solid team. I thought I was, at a high level until I came here. Henry showed me you haven't got to be fast all the time. You've got to do 10 punches, 10 combos. He doesn't. One thing he says, keep it simple. KISS, KISS. Keep it simple. You don't need to like boom, 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 10 hit combos. And I've took that on board. And you can throw a 6-hit combo, but it doesn't have to be bam, 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 bam. You can do 1, 2. Okay, wait, boom, 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 boom. It's a set combo, but you have a little pause in it. And I've added that into my game. And I felt like just waiting a little bit or having, to think about striking has just leveled my game up, that other than just doing something, have something in your head rather than, I'm just going to throw this, that, and see what hits. Have a set in your head.
Yeah, brilliant. And my last question, and then I'll get you out of here. Would you be prepared to give me a prediction for the fight?
Oh, yeah, 100%. It's not going to be first round. It's going to be early second.
Early second.
Early second, man. I'm going to get bust up.
And what are we thinking? Are we thinking TKO, KO, submission?
Oh, any, whatever comes.
Second round finish.
Anything, he'll give it to me.
Yeah.
He will give it to me.
Brilliant. And so people can catch this fight. This is Bellator 254, the co-main event. How can people find you on social media?
They can follow me on Instagram. Yep. That's LDV_the Swarm, or Facebook. That's just my name, Linton Vassell.
Brilliant.